Yo, J-Hog, Beat Bang, y'all know what it is. It's Crooked Eye. 1/4 the Slaughterhouse machine. COB is the regime. Y'all go get that new EP, Apex Predator, coming to a hood near you soon. Alright?
And we're on the Big Bang Show with Lil Fat Man. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Just tore down the show at Webster Hall. Had a lot of people come through. My man Crooked Eye from Slaughterhouse came and rocked.
Noise for Crooked Eye! What the fuck's poppin', NY? What's going on, hey?
We had over 40 independent artists perform. Had some incredible guest judges, so it was a good time.
Yeah, shit was crazy though. For people who don't know, you're already overseas. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Lil Fats. I'm the CEO of Coast to Coast. We do showcase in 10 cities every single month. CoastToCoastMixtapes.com or Mixtape Magazine, DJ Coalition, and of course the showcase series, man. And we do 10 shows a month, 10 cities across the United States. We started venturing out to Canada. Looks like next year we'll be going overseas with it. Probably hit the UK, Germany, and Amsterdam. So
that's what's up.
Just getting ready to take over.
That's what's up. How did you get these ideas?
How did what?
How did you get these ideas to make Coast to Coast, the Coast to Coast concept?
Basically, Coast to Coast started as a way for, I had an independent record label that I was running at the time, and it started as a way basically for me to get their music out. I started doing mixtapes and putting them together, and that kind of grew into the magazine and the DJ Coalition, and then from there it grew into doing the shows and all that stuff, so it kind of spiraled out of control from there. But basically it started as a promotional outlet for what I was doing at the time with my label, and then it grew into a promotional outlet for everybody, for all artists, which is what it became today.
Yeah, and you had support from artists like Nas, DJ Khaled, Fabulous, etc., etc.
Yeah.
How did you get this major artist? Because you're still indie.
Basically, it's all for the promotion. Everything we do is for promo. So, it's all about relationships, building relationships with people. So you meet somebody, you meet another person, and you just build from there. So we get one major artist, and then, we hit up other major artists and say, look, we just did a mixtape with this person. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to do one with you, and it just kind of goes from there. It's a snowball effect from there. So you get a couple, and then you keep getting more, and then people want to get on. Eventually, we got major artists calling you, like, yo, let me host the next mixtape, let me get on the next magazine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff. So it just kind of, it takes a life of its own after you just keep grinding and keep building on it. It's a snowball effect.
Okay, cool. And how an artist can be on a Coast to Coast mixtape?
Basically, for an artist to get on our mixtape, they need to submit at CoastToCoastMixtapes.com. On the right-hand side, it says submit a song. What we do is we do a submission process where artists can submit for free, and they get their fans to vote for them via Twitter and Facebook. The artist with the most votes gets voted onto the mixtape, the top 5 artists. So it's really a way for them to show their support, show that they have a fan base, so we can put them on the mixtape, and that way the mixtape gets spread out even more. You know what I'm saying? With all the fans that are involved. So, that's what we're here for, to put independent artists on and let them get a shot at, better in their career.
Okay, what could be your 3 best advice for an artist who want to blow up in 2013?
For an artist, I would say, for one, just understand the grind, you know what I'm saying, and understand what it's really going to take, that it's going to take working a lot for no pay.
Yeah.
It's going to take, hustling every second, every hour. I would say for 2, understand that it's going to take a budget. It's going to take some money, whether it's your money, your homeboy's money, money that you get from an investor. I mean, it doesn't need to be a ton, but everything takes a budget, so you need a budget. And 3, I would say...
You don't say to be on Coast to Coast.
No, I mean, Coast to Coast is just a part of it, you know what I'm saying? I would say number 3 is network. And network and work, you know what I'm saying? So that includes Coast to Coast, you know what I'm saying? Come into our shows, networking, meeting the artists, meeting the producers, meeting the DJs, meeting the judges. That's what this shit's about, you know what I'm saying? You gotta network with people face to face. There's nothing like shaking hands with somebody and connecting.
Yeah. And about mixtape though, what's the difference between the 2000 market and the 2013 market?
I think the biggest difference is that mixtapes are really no longer... I mean, there's some physical mixtapes, but they're really more online. But they're no longer just compilations of music and stuff. It's really more so solo artist mixtapes, and it's really became like the new sample. It's like the new EP. Really, and that's what artists are putting out. It's all original content. They do a short, original album, and they call it a mixtape. But it's really, it's the new EP, it's the new demo, whatever you want to call it. That's basically what it is. So it's not as much like DJs putting tracks together and putting out mixtapes anymore because those kind of come and go so fast. It's more so, it's more so about the artist now, and it's like their pre-bodies of work. And a lot of artists are touring off of just a mixtape, you know what I'm saying, and making 10, 20,000 a show just off of putting out a mixtape, so they don't have to put out a
That's true. And do you plan to make a coast-to-coast mixtape for overseas? I mean, for France? Or people who don't necessarily speak English, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've done some stuff. We actually did one coast-to-coast mixtape Germany edition. So we did that a long time ago. It was probably 3 years ago. And the response was okay from it. It wasn't great enough for us to continue doing it, but for the most part, I mean, we got to do what we do in the States, you know what I'm saying? And it's not that we forget about the overseas, but at the end of the day, if we try too hard to cater to certain things, then we wouldn't be us. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why the people who are overseas that tune into us, they like what we do because we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to change what we're doing. But yeah, we're going to be heading overseas next winter. So coasttocoastlive.com. If you go to coasttocoastlive.com, you can submit for those shows. Like I said, the UK, Germany, and Amsterdam we have up right now, which we're planning on hitting next winter.
Okay, cool. And that's a classic question on the Big Bang Show, man. What could be your definition of hip-hop?
My definition of hip-hop? That's a tough question. My definition of hip-hop is probably just true music. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously there's a lot of aspects of hip-hop, not just the musical aspect, but to me hip-hop is real hip-hop is music that's so true to itself and so raw. You know what I'm saying? It's so uncensored. And a lot of artists aren't doing that nowadays, but there's more and more coming out, especially now that the internet lets people have a bigger outlet. And that's just what it means to me, is people being true to themselves and it shows through. Whether it's somebody that's talking about that they do have money and that's what they talk about, whether it's talking about somebody keeping it real, that they're broke, they ain't got no money in their pocket, but they still hustling and grinding. That's some of the hip hop that I love the most, is people talking about the real shit that's happening in their life, the real issues. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is to me, I think, is true music, true, raw, uncensored, uncut, good music that people can relate to.
Yeah, you used to be a rapper.
I did.
So can you spit some bars?
Nah, man.
I put you on the spot, though.
Nah, my rap days is over, man. My rap days are over. Yeah, this is what I do now. I help other rappers.
Cool, man. So we're close to finish this interview, man. Can you just remind us where we can follow you, where we can go to have the mixtape, etc., etc.?
Yeah, hit us, coasttocoastmixtapes.com. If you want to get involved in one of our shows all across the country or one of the ones overseas, coasttocoastlive.com. That's coast, the number 2, coastlive.com. Hit us on Twitter, @coasttocoastmag, @coasttocoastdjs. Personally, my Twitter is @LilFatC2C. My Instagram is @LilFatC2C. My Facebook is just Lil Fats, LILFATS. So yeah, hit us up, man. Big shout out to Cyclones Mag, you know what I'm saying, and the Big Bang Show. We out.
Thank you, man.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team.